Ravens fans' Justin Tucker situation may have reached a point of no return, and the team already seems to have a replacement lined up. After over a decade of relying on the best kicker in history, Baltimore might be about to enter a new era, and the choice to fill this role has surprised many. But is this new name ready for the responsibility of replacing a true legend? What led the Ravens to make this decision, and how could this change the team's future? Stay with us until the end, because this news could catch you off guard. Go Ravens! Justin Tucker has always been the player you could rely on. Was the game close? No problem. Just call on Tucker and he'd deliver. But this time, the story was very different. What no one expected happened. He had the worst season of his career. His field goal percentage dropped to just 73.3%, a far cry from the standard that made him the NFL's most reliable kicker. For a player who had always posted impressive numbers and helped the Ravens win countless games, this decline caught everyone off guard. The mistakes started early in the season, and instead of being just a small issue, they became a constant problem. Kicks that once seemed easy began to slip. Long-distance accuracy was no longer the same, and even the team's confidence in him seemed to waver. Every time he stepped onto the field for a crucial kick, fans started to feel anxious, something that had never happened before. The feeling was that the automatic Tucker who never missed, was no longer there. We know every player goes through ups and downs, but Tucker's situation was different because he had always been extremely consistent. He'd never had a bad year before, and seeing such a rapid decline raises doubts about whether he can return to being the clutch kicker the Ravens know. The kicker position is unforgiving. One bad season can cost a player's career, and the Ravens know they can't risk losing important games because of that. Even with his history with the team, it's impossible to ignore the drop in performance. But what seemed to be just a bad phase on the field turned into something much bigger. Off the field, Tucker found himself at the center of a huge controversy with serious allegations that could completely alter the course of his career and possibly end his time with the Ravens. Justin Tucker's situation worsened dramatically off the field. In recent weeks, serious accusations from 16 massage therapists in the Baltimore area have come to light, all alleging that he engaged in inappropriate conduct during sessions between 2012 and 2016. The stories share striking similarities, which has amplified the controversy. Tucker denied all allegations, but with the number of accusers growing, his future with the Ravens seems increasingly unlikely. Cases like these tend to deeply affect any athlete's career, and Tucker is no exception. Even without an official verdict, the allegations are enough to put his future in jeopardy. The NFL has adopted stricter policies in such cases, and the Ravens know that keeping a player under investigation could damage the franchise's image. Additionally, the pressure from fans and the media could make the situation unsustainable for him within the team. Even if Tucker manages to prove his innocence, the damage has already been done. His reputation, built over more than a decade as one of the best kickers in history, may never be the same. The fan who always trusted him now finds themselves in a complicated situation, unsure whether to continue supporting a hero or accept that it might be time to move on. The atmosphere in Baltimore might have changed irreversibly for him. As a result, the franchise is already preparing for a future without Tucker, and the main question now is who would take over the kicker position if he truly never returns to wear the Ravens jersey. With uncertainty surrounding Justin Tucker, the Ravens are already exploring options for the kicker position, and one name that has gained traction recently is Ben Sauls from Pittsburgh. In the latest mock draft from Pro Football Network, he was projected as Baltimore's pick in the 7th round, at position 245 in the draft. Sauls might not have the same recognition as Tucker, but he comes off an impressive season in college football, showing accuracy and leg strength. In the last season, Sauls made 21 of 24 field goals, including a 58-yard kick, the longest in Pittsburgh University history. He also showed consistency in long kicks, hitting 6 out of 7 attempts from 50 yards or more. These numbers caught the attention of NFL scouts, who see him as a kicker capable of adapting well to the professional level. Although he's not a high-impact draft pick, he could offer great value to the Ravens. Selecting a kicker in the draft is always a gamble, but Sauls showed he has a strong mindset and the ability to handle pressure. In 2024, he was a semi-finalist for the Lou Groza Award, given to the best college football kicker, as well as being named to the third-team All-ACC and the Pro Football Focus All-American team. This shows he has enough talent to compete for a spot in the NFL, especially on a team that may need a new kicker immediately. Still, as promising as Sauls is, replacing a player of Justin Tucker's caliber won't be an easy task. The impact of this change could be felt both on the field and in the fan base, and the Ravens will have to handle this transition carefully. Well, we're past the halfway point of the video, but before we continue, I noticed you haven't liked this video yet. It's really important for YouTube to keep recommending my content to you, so please hit the like button. It's free. Thanks. Now let's keep going. If Justin Tucker's departure is confirmed, it will not just be a player change, but one of the biggest turnarounds in recent Ravens history. Since joining the team in 2012, Tucker has become one of the franchise's greatest icons, a player who decided games with his precision and coolness under pressure. Removing such a significant name from the roster could alter the team's identity and even affect the offensive dynamics, as Baltimore has always relied on a dependable kicker to convert points in crucial moments. Beyond the sports side, the emotional impact will be enormous. Tucker is one of the most beloved players by the fan, and seeing him leave the team under a cloud of controversy would be a tough blow. Many fans grew up watching his game-winning kicks, his celebrations, and even his charismatic personality off the field. Losing a player of that caliber is not just a technical matter, but an emotional one, something that could take time to overcome. The Ravens will need to act wisely to ensure the transition happens as smoothly as possible. Choosing a new kicker must be a precise decision, as any mistake could cost victories and even affect the team's overall performance. Whether Ben Sauls or another kicker comes in, the pressure will be immense, and any mistakes in the first few games could lead to direct comparisons with Tucker. This type of transition must be carefully managed to avoid negative impacts on the roster and fan confidence. Now, the big question is whether the Ravens will truly move forward without Tucker, or if there's still a chance he remains with the team, something that increasingly seems less likely. The final decision could shape the future of the kicker position in Baltimore for years to come. If Justin Tucker's departure is confirmed, the Ravens will have to reinvent themselves in one of the areas that has always been one of their greatest strengths. The kicker position has never been a concern for Baltimore in recent years, but now it could become one of the team's biggest challenges. Finding a replacement who maintains the high level of performance will be a difficult task, and any mistakes could be costly, especially in a conference as competitive as the AFC. The absence of Tucker will be felt not only in long-distance kicks, but also in the overall confidence of the team. Having a kicker like him allowed the Ravens to take fewer risks in tricky situations, knowing there was always a safe option to score points. Without that guarantee, the team may need to adjust its game strategy, relying more on the offense to convert opportunities into touchdowns rather than field goals. Fans will have to adjust to a new reality. Baltimore might find a reliable kicker through the draft or free agency, but change always brings uncertainties. After so many years with one of the best in history at the position, any replacement will be compared to him, and the fans' patience will be tested if the first games don't go as expected. This transition could be one of the most delicate moments for the franchise in recent years. Regardless of who takes over the spot, one thing is certain. The Ravens are entering a new era, and Tucker's absence could be the first major step toward an even bigger change in the team's identity. Justin Tucker's possible departure marks the end of an era for the Ravens, and the choice of a new kicker could define the team's future for many years. Ben Sauls is emerging as a strong candidate, but the pressure to replace a legend is never easy. If the Ravens truly go down this path, it will be a big test for the team and for Sauls himself, who would need to prove quickly that he can handle the job. Do you think the Ravens are right to already be looking for a replacement for Tucker, or do you believe he can continue? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And of course, if you haven't subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button now so you don't miss any updates on the Ravens.